Last time on MasterChef Australia.
Your mission today is to get into that top 6.
4 amateur cooks created a dish from the heart for the ones they love.
What do you think?
What do you think?
I think it's absolutely perfect.
And for Alice, her time in the MasterChef kitchen came to an end.
I think it was the perfect way for me to go out too, because I get to go home with you.
Tonight, it's a change of pace with the final masterclass of the competition.
Just about you. So we want you to make the most of it.
Gary serves the perfect T-bone and winter vegetables.
Dinner.
Plus a traditional Scottish buttercake.
Effectively, it's like a shortbread which has been raised.
It's so good.
And as a special treat, Matt stops by to share 3 of his favourite recipes.
If the devil had a dinner party, this is what he'd bang on the table.
In a celebration of our final 6.
Best of luck in finals.
All right.
Bright future. My 6 students, please take a seat. Well, welcome back to the MasterChef kitchen. This is MasterClass. You know what it's all about. And this is actually the last one of the competition. So we want you to make the most of it. I want you to forget all the emotion, especially this week, because it's been a hell of a ride.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Good luck, brother. Thank you.
I'll see you soon.
It's time to say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Alice, this bit's the tough bit. This is when we say goodbye, and we thank you so much for being part of MasterChef.
See you.
And normally at this point in the competition, we bring back all of the contestants. But you know what? This year, something different. It's just about you.
Yeah.
Now, you may notice when you walked in that the charcuterie room is strangely turned into a butchery. So methinks that we could be doing something with beef, and we are. Yeah. But first of all, we need to find out about beef, dispel some myths. So to do that, somebody who's an icon. They supply the majority of top restaurants, hatted restaurants in the country, and have over 2,000 customers. It's Victor Churchill. And from Victor Churchill, the man behind it is Anthony Paharich. Yeah. Please welcome Anthony.
That's amazing.
He comes bearing gifts. Look at that.
That's awesome.
Anthony, welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Now, Anthony, you're obviously very passionate about meat, beef in particular. What's the love? Tell us about that.
Look, on a personal level, I just love eating steak. I mean,
Join the rest of us. And certainly anybody that loves beef or loves food, Victor Churchill, we know who that is, don't we?
yeah, it's got an incredible history. It's the oldest continuously run butcher shop in Australia. It's been there for 135 years. You know, to know that we can carry on that tradition is something really, really important for us.
Andy, I'm sure you love your beef. Tell us why you love it.
There's nothing better than going down to your local pub and having a beer and a steak with a good mushroom sauce or a good pepper sauce. There's nothing better.
What about braised short ribs and beef cheeks? And
but it's this. I'm just
skirt
looking at those
steak.
T-bones.
You're looking at these, aren't you?
That looks like
How can you get your eyes off those T-bones?
These are a couple of great 1 kilo T-bones.
Whoa, that's absolutely perfect size for me. And we're going to cook with those a little bit later. But first up, let's go and have a look in your butcher shop.
Sure.
Oh my God, look at that.
This looks great, doesn't it?
Wow.
Well, What was it? Welcome to Anthony's pop-up butcher shop.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's our first pop-up ever, so...
You know, I wanted you in here, though, just sharpening a knife, looking mean, you know? Welcome to my butcher shop. I think we should talk, first of all, about the cut of meat that you walked in with. What's this?
Commonly known as T-bone. If this steak hasn't reached cult status, Gary, by the end of this show, it certainly will. Yeah. You've got the best of both worlds because you've got two cuts in one, really. You've got your sirloin on one end and you fill it on your other end. But and this is the piece that it comes from, so a short loin.
Right.
So you derive your T-bone from this particular piece of meat.
So explain this and what grade this is. Is it?
So this is a piece of dry-aged short loin or T-bone.
Dry aging means?
It's an age-old process of actually hanging meat or curing meat, and it's about improving the tenderness and it's about improving the flavour profile of that meat.
What's this bit connected to? Actually, we need a cow. I'm just looking at Ben. Come around here. I just want you to come around here because I love this little demonstration because it's perfectly obvious then where everything comes from. So you turn this way. So this bit here is your
T-bone or your short.
Can we just T-bone this? T-bone that way round. That's it.
That would be him.
That's it. That's right. Yeah. So that's your T-bone. Gee, you're a beefy bloke. But it'd be on this side, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you got it.
And
so
then
that's the T-bone.
And then you've got the ribeye or.
So where's that bit?
So that's closer up towards the neck. Yeah, so up
including ribs. Lift your arm up, cow.
And move.
Right, so that's here.
Yeah, that's right. So you can see the ribs there, and they sort of wrap around the bone. That's right.
He's good.
If we go that little bit further, that's your rump. So you can point to that bit, Gary.
There's not a rump there.
So the rump is this top part here.
That's right,
of the butt.
and that's connected to that part there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Right. Can somebody lead the cow back round that way? Well done. I love it. Okay. We've got some sirloin steaks cut on the front here, and they look very, very different.
So these are 3 examples of Wagyu that we've got here. There's a grading system that we use in this country to sort of grade the quality of Wagyu in terms of its marbling. Marbling is what creates that juiciness and that flavour and that really buttery, soft texture.
Yeah.
And that score runs from 3 to 9. So depending on the sort of the amount of the deposits and the concentration of that marbling in the meat, they give it a certain score. Okay. So the lower the score, the lower the marbling. The higher the score, the higher the marbling.
And in Japanese terms, in terms of Wagyu, the higher the score, the better quality, the more expensive.
And the more expensive. So that's...
Because that's what they prize, is the fat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right, so quickly, so we've seen our increase in marble score from low to high.
Yeah, that's right.
And then, so what are these porterhouse steaks?
So it's really topical, the whole debate, I suppose, between grass-fed and grain-fed meat. And yeah, so, you know, a really good tip in terms of trying to determine what's a grain-fed piece of meat or what's a grass-fed piece of meat is to look at the fat. You'll notice the fat on this particular piece of meat. It's quite creamier. It's got sort of a darker, whiter, creamier colour.
So is it always that distinct between grass and grain?
It's quite distinct. So it's that high iron in grass that sort of turns the meat darker and changes the sort of colour of the fat. So grass-fed meat spends its entire life grazing on grass. Whereas what happens with grain-fed meat, the bulk of the life of a grain-fed animal is spent on grass, but it's sort of finished on grain. And it's a high-energy diet, and what that diet does, it increases the sort of the marbling in the meat. It's not that one's better than the other, Gary. You know, some people prefer Shiraz, other people prefer Cabernet Sauvignon. It's just personal preference.
So the last little bit here, and to be honest, I look at this board and there's some secondary cuts here, things that, you know, your granny cooks with, but I reckon that's some of the best meat. Kylie, have you used a lot of these secondary cuts?
Yeah, I always usually go for the secondary cuts because I love the slow braises. I love just putting the slow cooker on like halfway through the day and then coming home after uni or whatever and just tucking into a beautiful piece of tender meat.
And as a uni student, you probably couldn't afford it.
Exactly. Don't have
but that's a good point, though. It is a lot more affordable. And it is important because these prime cuts only make up 10 or 15% of the overall weight of the animal. So there's so much more that we need to sort of use.
Anthony, you've given us so much information. Our brains are absolutely full to the brim. And hopefully everybody watching at home is going to go, OK, I've got a better idea of what I'm going to ask for when I want to put a steak on the barbecue and when I want to stick something in the slow cooker. So thanks very much.
My pleasure.
All right, let's go.
Thank you so much.
Anthony, thank you so much indeed.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
That was fantastic. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. So, Anthony's left us these two tiny little steaks. I'm going to do grilled T-bone with a brown onion puree and roasted winter vegetables. All right, just something manly, meaty. And nothing against you girls, but I'm just saying it's perfect Gary food, yes? And I am a man. So first of all I'm going to do is trim a little bit of the fat off and actually take some of that oxidised meat away, all right? Because I think that's quite important. You'll tend to find that that's got a completely different flavour, a bit sort of musky, all right? So we're going to just trim that away. So we'll just take that down. And also there's a really thick edge of sinew just at the head of the steak, all right? So we'll discard that. So I'm going to put a good amount of pepper on, a bit of salt, and a little bit of thyme and rosemary, a little bit of olive oil. It looks good like that. I reckon you can eat it like that, to be honest.
I like roast steak anyway.
And if you want to, you can just sort of make sure that it's rubbed in on all surfaces, all right? And then you leave that sit and come up to room temperature, and that's a really important part of this process. All right, so I'm going to go over to our barbecue. Now, I've got this set actually quite low, because if it goes on really hot, it's going to make the outside really crusty and crispy, overly so, before that steak cooks. So you've got to find a temperature that's like a zen sort of sizzle. That's what we're aiming for. That's nice, boys. That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah,
You stand out in the open air, man,
Beautiful.
fire,
Beer.
steak, sometimes a beer. So we're going to pop that steak on, all right? And I want to cook that for about 10 minutes on that side, and then I'm going to turn it, and that should be good. I reckon 15 to 20 minutes, that steak's going to be cooked, all right? So today, we're cooking grilled T-bone with a brown onion puree and roasted winter vegetables.
Yeah.
So, we're going to do brown onion puree. Now, the reason I like it is because it's got lots of sweetness to it, and it acts almost as a sauce. So 4 brown onions, a little bit of salt to start it all off. All right. And I'm going to put a few turns of pepper as well. And then I'm going to repeat some of the flavouring that I've got in other elements of the dish. And a little bit of thyme and rosemary. And then we can just let them do their thing. There's plenty of flavour to come together in that, all right? So I've got some interesting little winter vegetables that I've prepared that I'm going to try and cook all the same way. I really want to roast all of these. And then, you know what this is?
Salsify.
Salsify, yeah. Or salsify.
Salsify.
If you're sophisticated. Salsify, yeah.
I've never had them before. What do they taste like?
You're going to find out. These are a wonderful winter vegetable. Cool, huh? So I've got a job for somebody. Who wants a job?
I'll do it.
OK, up you come. And what you to do is just cut that lemon into quarters and squeeze all of that juice into the cold water.
Sure.
Because what's going to happen with this stuff, it's going to oxidise like an artichoke, right? So it's pretty simple. You're going to peel, all right? You're just going to top and tail, and then you're going to pop into the water, all right?
Perfect.
But nice and clean.
Yep. I was going
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ditch you over this side.
Yep.
How are we going? Should we turn our steak over? I think we should.
Yeah. Do you want me
It's
to
getting
turn
a little
it?
bit crusty. Oh, that's a beast, isn't it? All right, it's looking good. So now we're going to cook all of the little winter root vegetables, and we're going to roast those. So, pan, medium heat, a little bit of oil to start off with. So a few little potatoes. Some garlic. Then we're going to put some onions. Golf ball carrots. I love that shape, it's wonderful. I'm going to put these little baby turnips in as well. And then the artichokes, these Jerusalem artichokes. And all I'm going to do is treat them in a similar way to the potatoes. And they've got a really sort of cellular sort of feel about them, a bit like an apple. All right. Bit of salt. Yeah. Bit of pepper. And a bit of butter. All right, how you going with that salsify? Looking good?
Yep.
All right, done. So you can have a little tidy up.
Yep.
Now there's a special technique for cooking this salsify. I like to cook it in a blanc, all right? And what that means is that it's got a tiny little bit of flour in it, and it's a very lightly sort of thickened or opaque liquid that they'll just simmer away in, and it keeps them absolutely white.
A bit more lemon juice, just go for it.
Plenty of lemon juice, and you put a couple of slices in as well.
Yep.
All right, okay. So, for the onions, a little bit of vinegar to sweeten them up, and I've just got a Cabernet vinegar. And then what I might do is add a little bit of water. And that's just to make sure it's stocky enough so that when we blend it, that it's a nice, soft puree. Okay, got a job for you, Kylie.
Chuck it in.
All right, you're going to chuck that in. So onion puree's in. Right, load it up, lock and load.
Start it up, ready for takeoff.
Let's have a little look. Whoa, smells all right. This is good, isn't it?
Actually tuck into all of that.
It's good. All right,
Cool. Thanks, Gary.
there you go. Brilliant stuff, well done. Now.
Magic. Nice one. Magic.
I reckon that's time. It feels good, actually. So, I just want to put a little bit of olive oil on. And then just finish it off with a few little fresh herbs, and that'll drive through in terms of flavour when you eat the steak. It's had 20 minutes on the grill. Let's leave it for 4 or 5 minutes just to do its full rest. That means we've got to let all those little juices just sort of, you know, draw back through into the meat and towards the bone. Our salsify, I reckon, is cooked now. All right, so we can just push our knife through. Anybody want to taste this now that...
Yeah. Yep. Go get it.
Mindy?
Yeah, sure, why not? I've not eaten it before. Thanks.
But it's just a very simple
It is very simple.
vegetable. In fact, it's maybe turnipy, but it's
A little bit parsley,
cleaner.
turnipy.
Okay, so all I want to do now is just finish that off. I'm not going to roast it. I'm going to keep that nice and clean. A little bit of butter. Don't have to use butter, but I like it. And a touch of water just to create a little emulsion, all right? And then we'll put our salsify in there and let that warm up. Pinch of salt. And then the last job for me is just to put a little splash of vinegar in. Okay, so let's plate up. Salsify's done. Looking really buttery. Yum. Roasted vegetables in just a tiny little bit of oil. Yum. And a big hefty bit of cow. Yum.
Happy days.
Oh, look
We're
at
all
that
happy.
meat.
Ben, do you want to come up and plate up with me? Here. What I'd love you to do is just mix that onion puree around, all right? And we're just going to just scatter the vegetables in, but what I want is a nice little bed of that puree with a lip around it.
Okay.
Yeah, wonderful. And then just sort of spread it around. You can move it. That's it, perfect. So if you end up with that end result just a little bit further out, that'll be absolutely wonderful.
Oh, wow.
You happy with that?
Crusty
And then all I
sourdough.
want you to do is I just want you to arrange some stuff into the base of that, right? So you can do a little bit of this.
Yep.
You can put a little carrot like that.
Yep.
Just
building
so it
a
looks
little
really,
forest.
really sexy. And then what you can do is you can just pop in salsify. You can just pop them in. Put a few of these in. It's nice plating up, isn't it? And then we're going to take our steak, and I think we just pop that straight onto the board, like this.
Oh.
And then a final little flurry. We'll put some truffle. We love the truffle. We'll put a bit of truffle on the steak.
Nice.
All right. Ben, brilliant stuff. Love that.
Thank you.
Enjoy that little plate up. It was great.
Thanks, guys.
Love it. Well done. Good stuff. Right. There you have it. Grilled T-bone with roasted winter vegetables and a caramelised onion puree.
Yum.
Dinner. Gonna have a little man moment. Come on, boys. No, come on, because we've never had this moment.
Let's get up there all the time.
We need to bond. Here, up you come. So, I think what you do is just let's just have a few of these little vegetables on the plate. Ben, you can just pop those out there, and then we'll carve this steak down.
I'm so excited.
So am I. I'm excited too.
Oh, Gaz. I'm gonna peel some of them garlic.
Yeah. We're just going to have a little moment here, boys, right? A little bit of the old fella, and then just we'll go a little bit of more truffle. Right, come on. Right, let's go.
The veggies are really sweet, like so sweet. The crust on that steak is unbelievable. That's what I was going to say. The charness of the herbs with the meat, that's the first thing you get, and then you break through that, and you get towards the tender meat in the middle. It's good, guys.
Good, isn't it?
It's very good.
It's good.
Oh, that was satisfying.
So what I want you to take out of that masterclass is essentially we just put it onto that gentle grill. It's a big cut. Try and cook it the whole way on the barbecue and just let it do its thing. The other thing is using winter root vegetables. They are so sweet because just that slow cooking, or say, for example, the slow cooking of the onions intensifies that sweetness, and it's wonderful. Who would have thought? Amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Next up in Masterclass, a real treat. This guy I've known for many, many years. And in fact, not only has he been writing about food and recipes for as long as we can all remember, but what he doesn't know about food is not worth knowing about.
Oh,
and in terms of the biggest personality we've ever had in this kitchen, I reckon we could draw a circle around this guy. And I remember many years ago, he was standing on a hilltop and he was barbecuing sausages that he'd actually made himself. There he was, in a plume of smoke, as grand as anybody you can imagine. And I thought, unmistakably, this person. A special treat. Please welcome Matt Preston. Unbelievable.
Oh, that's Yeah, it is kind of ridiculous, I agree.
Okay, so you're gonna cook for us. You write a lot of recipes.
I want to talk about recipes that are achievable, that people are going to make. And for me, it's all about ingredients you can find in the supermarket. It's all about equipment that every home has. It's about that kind of stuff. So when you look at the recipe, you go, I want to make it.
And I know that he can cook. That's an absolute guarantee. Take it away, Maestro. Take it away.
I'm not so sure. There is no place for a jacket and a cravat in a kitchen. So what I'm going to try and do is do some recipes that are maybe surprising, maybe use really prosaic, really basic ingredients that you probably haven't thought about in a culinary way before. We'll start off, I think we should start off these masterclasses with tasting.
Yeah, cool. Sounds great.
So let's start up with the soup. When we did the soup challenge, we talked about garnish. For me, what this soup is all about is garnish. Oh. Also kind of an unusual ingredient as well. So, Audra.
Yeah.
Why don't you come up?
All right.
What are you tasting?
Beans. Orange zest.
Because you'll pick up all these other flavours, these slightly misleading flavours.
Very.
Okay. Any ideas?
Tomato.
Tomatoes, beans, absolutely right. Give me a spoon. And let's get the ingredients for the first dish. Could you get me an orange, please? Some coriander seed, some olive oil. I'll need some cream, I need some milk.
Yum. And beans?
And then some Hinds baked beans.
Ah. That's what I tasted! Oh my God! See, beans and tomato!
That's right, yeah, you're there. It's great. There you go.
Best friend in the house. Oh.
No one, this is one of the most famous ingredients in the world. Like, everyone eats it, we all know it, but no one in all the tastes I've ever done has ever got Hinds baked beans.
You just don't think it would
Because
be
you don't, it can't be something as simple as these little babies.
Do you realise this is the soup my kids are going to make me make from now on? That is classic. I love it.
So all we're going to do is warm these up, and then to the stick blender. So we're just going to blitz these up. So 50 mils of cream. So as you can see, it's getting this delicate little.
It's pretty good.
Get a little pink colour. So now what we'll do is we'll add 150 mils, or about 150 mils of milk. I think I'm using
Full cream.
full cream. What a surprise!
Yeah, the only way to go.
So what you're looking for here is you're looking for that silky texture. So just so it runs. Now I reckon you have a look at that and you go, can I be bothered to pass it? MasterChef kitchen. You know what I mean? Obviously, if you bring it up to the tasting bench, Ben, you'd pass it 7 times, which I believe is the George Cola-Braised moment. Brilliant. Done. Done. Dusted. I'm just going to put just a little bit of orange zest on there. So some of those coriander seeds over the top. They've got a lemony orange flavour. And then finally, now, where its eyes, where it's a zigzag.
Very chefy.
See, suddenly,
$25 soup.
Yeah.
suddenly that is no longer a can of baked beans with milk. That is Tuscan bean soup with orange. Today I'm cooking some of my favourite dishes using some surprising ingredients. This is a personal favourite. I love this because it's disgraceful and decadent and bad, and you know, it's kind of, if the devil had a dinner party, this is what he'd bang on the table.
Love it.
So, did you say?
Chicken.
Oh, I know,
Whoa,
they look
chicken
great.
is sticky.
Oh, look, there's so many.
Yum.
This is a sort of dish that you would eat classically watching the football. And on that basis, Andy, Ben, come on up.
Hang on.
Oh, nice. Yeah, very good. Yeah, very good. Excellent. Love it. Now, try and make it not look like an old lady's skull. I've spent my life. Oh, I reckon that's kind of good. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it works.
It's kind of half Matt Preston, half hot cowboy.
Break back.
Sadly, the whole hot cowboy is all about Andy. All right, let's get tasting. Have a grab of those. Have a little bit of a chew. Tell me what you think's in there.
It's very sweet, but it's bloody beautiful. Going on the basis of what you've done earlier, I'm going to say cola. Lots of sugar. There's so much sugar. It's so good.
It's not the light one then.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm with Andy. Cola.
This is exactly what it is. It's a classic American recipe for chicken wings with cola. It's one of those things you can bang in the oven and leave, and it's just, you come back and the whole house smells of this kind of molassesy, toasty flavour. So Ben, you go and sit down. Andy, let's make this. You could get the chicken wings and the secret ingredient out of the fridge. Now this is a real throw together. All the magic's done in the oven. It's a 3.5, 4 hour dish, depending on how molassesy and dark you want it. This is one of those bang, bang, bang dishes. But I'll tell you what we put in there. 1 baking tray, 1 cup firmly pressed brown sugar, 1 large brown onion grated, that goes in as well. 3 cloves of garlic, just use a microplane and just grate that garlic down. Garlic, magic ingredient, cola. I reckon I'm going to put about 3 cups in. Chicken wings. 1 beautiful, fresh, virtuous lemon. that obviously its lovely lemony goodness is going to counteract all the badness in there. So, juice of a lemon. And a final ingredient, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, just to give it some saltiness. So there we've got it, 140-degree oven. In it goes. 3.5 hours, and that is my Cola-baked chicken wings.
Love it.
So we've done our first course, a soup. We've done chicken wings. Now we need dessert.
Ooh,
Purée.
Oh, they look very special. I like them.
very master
Right.
Woohoo. Both of us.
Julia. Julia, I want you to taste this, and I want you to tell me what you think's in it.
Banana.
Yep.
Frozen bananas.
Anything else?
I make frozen banana rice.
I don't think so.
You're absolutely right. Yes, it's just frozen bananas. But the secret is in the bananas. Thank you, Julia. These are the bananas you find at the bottom of the fruit bowl when you're clearing it out, and you go, this is when you use the bananas. Okay, black banana's been in the freezer, absolutely rock hard. Because all the sugar in the banana, they tend to melt really quickly, which is why I'm going to move really fast here. So if you just had bits of banana like that, that would be far easier.
Yeah, that's how.
That over there, huh? This is slow. It's agony watching
Is it your, look. I feel like I've got Gary in the house. It's terrible. When I do it like that, then here.
Quick. They are melting.
Isn't that amazing? All right. No, I'm joking. Top on. Blender in.
Go.
Plate out.
Come on, 30 seconds,
Put it
Matt.
on.
Oh, I'm so doing
One.
this.
You're not going to make it, Matt. Come on, come on.
Make a mess.
15.
Audra loves the
Give
time
us your
frames.
beautiful quenelles, Matt. Come on.
No, you're getting no quenelles off me. I'm not a MasterChef. Yeah, that's not a quenelle.
That's delicious.
That's not even good. That's even here.
That's far better than a quenelle.
That's better than that.
That's what ice cream's about.
Peanut butter.
Yum.
All right. Banana ice cream. Simple. All right, Julie, quick, come. Have a taste of that one. Okay, well, it's very simple, it's clean, it's sweet, and I reckon when healthy food tastes that good, I'm kind of cool with it. I don't need like
I'll just keep going.
a woof of cream or.
I'd like some cinnamon.
This, I think, is the thing. Once you've got this simple recipe, there are loads of ways you can improve it. So, Kylie, what would you put in this banana ice cream to make it better?
Peanut butter.
Yeah, oh, fantastic. Ben, what do you reckon?
Honey. I drizzle honey over it.
Yeah, so drizzle honey over the top, garnish it. I mean, look, I love this idea of pimping dishes, of taking simple dishes to sophisticated dishes. Imagine some banana bread. It's there. What are you going to do? You've got some you need a dessert. Got banana bread you made for the kids' school lunches. Banana bread out, 30 seconds in the microwave on a plate. That ice cream, blitz done, quenelled on, a little bit of rum butterscotch sauce, done, dusted, squirt of cream. Thank you very much indeed, MasterChef.
Good work, Matt.
Oh, that was
awesome. Hands up, who loves butter? Yeah. I love butter too. I'm doing a little Scottish butter cake with poached, quince and creamy rice ice cream. So a beautiful winter dessert, nice and simple, as always from me. And what I've done is I've broken it up into 3 benches. I love this. I was thinking conveyor kitchen. So first up, let's do the butter cake. 3 egg yolks. I hope. And 160 grams of caster sugar, And basically what we're going to do is just going to cream those together until they're nice, pale and creamy. And what I'm going to do with this last egg yolk is just keep this for the glaze for the top of the cake. So I'm just going to break that now and pop it on the side. So that's perfect. Can you see that? Yeah? Nice and creamy, really gorgeous. Starting the baking process off by aerating and dissolving the sugar, all right? And then butter, unsalted butter, and I need 160 grams. Okay, so we set this off slowly, and you've got to make sure that this butter is room temperature. It's actually quite cool in here, so we've got to make sure that this dissolves into that sugar and egg yolk mixture. And there's a lot of butter in this cake. Effectively, it's like a shortbread, yeah, which has been raised. It's a bit Moorish, actually. It's a bit dangerous.
Surprise, surprise.
All right. So that's it. Butter incorporated, and it's still a nice, cohesive but really light mixture. All right. I've got 225 grams of flour and about a tablespoonful of baking powder. I'll just sift that together. So what we'll do is put that sifted flour in, and we'll start that off very slowly so that we get a nice light mixture, and then turn the speed up. Yum. Dunsky. And what I would always do is rest this in normal circumstances, all right? And you can give it a little bit of a knead, but it's not really so much a dough as a mix. But what I've got here...
How cute.
Yeah, cute. I've got some little cutters or rings, right? And basically just line it with a piece of greaseproof. Or if you know that the rings are non-stick, you don't have to put it in there. But the reason for the collar is that what's going to happen because of the baking powder is they're going to lift and rise, right? It would be a little bit firmer. We'll see how they go. And you just drop each one of those into... It was a good guess, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's like you might have done that before.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
5.
Yeah, 5.
Oh,
he's killed it.
Gaz, killing it. Yeah.
Not bad, Gazza.
And if you want to, you can just add a pinch of salt to some egg yolk, and then glaze them so they're golden brown when they cook. It just gives it a nice little finish. All right, so they'll take about 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes if we're lucky, because they're nice and small, 180 degrees, all right, in the oven. So, I'll leave my messy bench. Welcome to MasterClass.
Perfect.
And on to my next station. So what we're going to do here, now that those little butter cakes are in the oven, is we're going to make the creamy rice ice cream. So, creamy rice first. If you're going to use it in an ice cream, you've got to bear in mind a couple of things. You've got to really well cook this. It's not like cooking a risotto where it's just got to be to the tooth, because what happens is when it freezes, it gets harder. It's like rocks. So you really got to cook it through. All right, so there's 100 grams of short grain rice. We use short grain rice for desserts always. Retains its shape well, but it also absorbs a lot of liquid, okay? So we're going to put in about 500 mils of milk. And it seems like a lot of milk for 100 grams of rice, but believe me, that's going to soak all of that milk up. 1 cinnamon stick. And we're also going to put in a vanilla bean. This rice is going to take how long? You got any idea how long that's going to take?
20 minutes.
20.
Not even close. About 45 minutes. Even up to about an hour to get really soft. You'll be absolutely amazed. So for the anglaise, we've got 350 mils of cream. 100 grams of caster sugar. And then we got 4 egg yolks. Okay. So that's quite important. So we just mix those together. And then we're going to split our second vanilla pod for the ice cream. I'm going to put some glucose. And the reason I put the glucose in is just to help that consistency of the ice cream.
Wow.
Because it's quite hard. And you can put in between 100 and 150 grams. So I think I'll probably put in 100 grams. It's not particularly sweet, but it increases the sugar content and keeps the ice cream soft, especially when you've got something like rice. So cream up to the boil, and then straight into the egg yolk. And then I don't want to leave it too long, but because I've got glucose in there, I need to make sure that I clean that bowl round. And then straight back into the pot and put that bowl on the ice, ready to go. And then we're just going to cook this out until it hits about 72 degrees, all right, which sterilises the mixture, but also cooks the egg yolk out, which is really important, all right? So you see when the foam disappears, that tells me that, you know, the reason as that foam disappears is because the mixture's thickening up. So I know, and I'm also looking at the bottom of the pot, and I know that it's just starting to thicken to that point that if I don't get it off, it's gonna curdle, all right? And really important, strainer, just in case there's any little curdly bits, and then knock the heat out, okay? So that's our anglaise ready to go. And then all we've got to do is wait an hour for our rice. But I've got one that I made earlier. All right, so let's mix the whole lot together. So we just let that cool down, and then we can pop that in the ice cream machine. These don't work really well in the ice cream machine. So we'll take those out. Beautiful. Who knows how to work the ice cream machine?
Yep.
Either of the dessert queens.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Come on,
Andy
up you
knows how
come.
to do it.
Stick that in the ice cream
It's
machine.
not my forte.
Do you know how to use the ice cream machine? Have you ever made an ice cream on the show?
He's never done it.
Get up here and put it in the machine.
Go and do it.
That's
I told
hilarious.
You I'd get you
I didn't realise that you never made an ice cream on the show.
Nah. And I love ice cream too.
Right. See, it says release.
Oh, yeah,
We're just going to do a little lesson on the ice cream machine. Release, and it's got rotate with an arrow.
I can do this.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then all you got to do, see where it says timer select and start.
Oh.
I can't believe he's never made an ice cream before. That's ridiculous. So in case you've forgotten, 3 benches later, Scottish Buttercake, Quince poached and pureed, and creamy rice ice cream. So these are yummy.
Oh, they're cute.
They are.
So onto the Quince. And this is the kind of hard manual labour I just don't do anymore. So I need a Quince volunteer, and guess what, Audra? There's you.
Oh.
Go, Quince.
Okay, man.
Come on, Quince girl. Quinces. These are around in winter, and when they're at their freshest, when you pull them straight off the tree, they're all furry, and they're really lovely. And I suppose the closest thing you can equate them to is like an apple or a pear.
Yeah.
Would you like to taste one?
Yep.
No, you have to cook them for like ages beforehand, don't you?
do we?
Just
Go
eat
on.
it, Audra. Go. Do it.
Go
What
on.
do they taste like, Gary? I don't know.
Oh, but they got a funny texture.
Yeah,
Like,
they got a funny.
sappy.
Yeah, really astringent. So you know what these need? They need to be peeled, poached, roasted, lots of sugar. So here we go. Start peeling, baby. Right. This is going to require quite a heavy sugar syrup. So I need about 800 grams, but we've got a kilo of fruit here. So it's like making a jam. You know when you do kilo and a kilo? So roughly 800 grams and a litre of water in there.
Yeah.
So cinnamon stick or 2. And I think I've got some star anise over there. So I'll put that in there as well. All right. Do me a favour, just take the peel off the oranges and lemons. I'm going to pop that in. And I just want to make sure it's not too deep because I don't want too much of that pith that's underneath there, because that can turn my quinces a little bit bitter. So you do that bit. And then what we want to do is cut these quinces into manageable chunks. And then just like apples, we can core them. Is you just take out that little core, all right? So you've got a nice clean quince and then into the sugar syrup. And these will take a long time, just at a very, very gentle poach. Good couple of hours, all right? Just to remind you, got about 1 kilo of quince. There's 800 grams of sugar and 1 litre of water in there, all right? So it's almost pretty much 1, 1, 1, all right? Well done,
Gary.
good stuff. Now, because that's going to take a couple of hours to cook.
Here's one I prepared earlier.
Here's one I prepared earlier. Look at that. I love this today. It's like I just bring things up and they're all done. But look at this, look.
Oh, great.
Wow. It's actually
Yeah?
quite red. Like orange.
Really, really nice.
Tangerine.
So we're pretty much there. Little Scottish butter cakes are done. I've pureed some of that wonderful sort of poached quince.
Oh, wow.
And then what I took as well was some of this beautiful syrup, okay? And as it starts to cool, it will thicken a bit. So you can see it's becoming a little bit sticky. And that's the sort of jam quality that it's got. It's really lovely, all right? And then a secret element, it's a bit like George and, you know, here's one I prepared earlier. I've made some almond gel. So basically it's like a milky almond puree.
Wow.
So we're going to plate up. So, got this lovely puree. We'll just give that a little sort of dirty smear. A little shortcake. Yeah, I just want to put a little bit of this beautiful syrup into the puree. Because it just sort of makes it look really beautiful. And then our almond cream. And I like this almond cream just because you get some you know, some different consistency. And then what I do is just take these little half almonds,
Cute. They've got little hats.
pop them on top, and then a piece of the quince. It almost smells winey, this quince. I've just done some cubes because I think they look cool. So I just pulled these little rosemary flowers out of the garden. And then the last little bit is just going to be the ice cream.
Oh, perfect. Oh, Gary. It's awesome.
So Scottish butter cake with quince puree, poached quince, almond gel, and creamy rice ice cream. Tasting time? Tasting time? Julia, do you want to taste?
Yes.
Andy, you want to taste?
I'll have a taste.
Have that. We can-
Ladies first, Andy.
Yeah. I'm just cutting a piece for you.
Oh.
I love that ice cream, the chewiness of the rice. It's so good.
You like it?
I love the quince. It's almost just slightly tart. And then the cake's really buttery, and then the ice cream is creamy, and it's all the textures at once.
Good stuff?
Finals week, I'm making ice cream.
Good stuff.
Good job.
So my two key techniques for this dish is utilising a simple mixture like a shortcake recipe or a butter cake recipe and turning it into a dessert. That's number one. Number two is something like a quince, you know, really underutilised. Foodies love it, but I think outside of that, people walk into the fruit shop and go, what the hell do I do with that? They taste really delicious and they work well with things like chicken or rabbit, for example, you know, even pork.
Yeah.
That's it, the final masterclass. Press the button, Gary disappears through the ceiling or through the floor, done. You know, you should be breaking the bottle of champagne on the side of the ship, giving it a bit of that.
Sailing off.
See you later, sailing off into the distance. It's been fun, and I hope that the masterclasses have sort of been the linchpin throughout the series. And it comes down to all these little things, little tiny tips, and they're drills. They're drills that sometimes you have to remind yourself of later on in your career. One more little bit left. I think the Preston's waiting up there with something to drink and something to eat for us. Come on, let's go. Go on, lead the way, Andy.
Come on. Cowboy.
So nice to see you made an effort, Andy.
What do you think?
But I reckon it's
Can I
good.
pull this off or what?
It's ice cream.
No, I think it's good.
Oh, I'm definitely.
Too
Oh, look at
Oh, look at this.
that.
It's a winter feast.
You can't just go straight for the don't think about it.
Oh, man.
All right. Isn't it lovely? You go from that top 24, we're all just a bunch of hoodlums, you know, with cooking aspirations, and then we work our way forward, and the food gets better and better and better until we get to this point where we do MasterClass, and you're looking at us up the front going, what on earth are they cooking? Because I'm sure I can do better than that.
And undoubtedly today that was the case.
Baked bean soup.
It's wonderful stuff, but you know the wonderful thing about it, and the connection that we all have is food.
Well, one final toast, my first ever in MasterClass. To the six of you, congratulations on making the finals week.
Thank you.
A toast to where you've come from, where you're going, and best of luck in finals week.
All right.
Bright future.
Next time on MasterChef Australia.
Right here, right now, is finals week. Either you want it or you don't. The choice is yours.
The final 6 amateur cooks take over a two-headed kitchen run by French culinary master Gary Mehigan.
We are as good as the weakest person in the team, and the weakest person in my team is bloody good.
The pressure is on to recreate 6 perfect dishes for a busy lunchtime city.
Come on, lift it, lift it. They're here for lunch, not for dinner.
Each must meet the exacting standards of one of the country's best
It
restaurants.
has to be perfect, otherwise Guillaume will send it back.
The countdown to the finale has begun.
One person is going to go home every day this week.
It's game on, yeah? Good luck.
All you've got to do is make your way through the next 4 days.
And someone's going to be coming out of this week as Australia's next MasterChef.